네, 안녕하세요. 저는 YK입니다. Ayan, hello po. Hi, Miss J. If you're watching this, hi. Sarang. Okay, so this video is about on the things I've learned in our subject business ethics and social responsibility, which is one of the core subjects in our track or strand, which is the accounting, business, and management. Okay, so the first thing I've learned about business ethics is that the definition of business ethics and business ethics. Firstly, business. I've learned that business is one of the factors in the economic growth or the flow of the economy, because business, they are the ones who produce the goods and services, they are the ones who provide the needs of the consumers. And as I can remember, there are 4 factors affecting the business. Firstly, enterprise. Second, products or services. And then the third is consumer. Lastly is the profit. And then the definition of ethics is that ethics comes from the word ethikos, which means the discipline dealing of what is wrong and right. And then in ethics, there are also 4 factors affecting it: principles, integrity, morality, and value. Now, the definition of business ethics is that it is the practice of what is morally and ethically right in the conduct of business. So in business, business ethics is really important, since it is one of the factors and one of the reasons of why you will run a business. In business ethics, I've learned that in order for you to run a business, you need to have 12 core principles of business ethics. And these 12 core principles are honesty, integrity, keeping promises, then loyalty, fairness, caring, accountability, obedience to the law, excellence, respect, being a leader, and moral. Through these core principles, a leader who runs the business can run the business effectively and efficiently. Sorry. In business ethics, I've learned that there are a lot of unethical practices that some companies do, such as accounting manipulations and overbilling, in which we've also experienced that. For instance, like our bills in Meralco, like they've topped up our bill for about 2% of our true bill. Then it is really unethical, because they top it up with, which is not really true, and they've got it from other people's expense, and then they've just added it into us. Okay, so and then I've learned that in business ethics, there is code of ethics. In every company, they have different code of ethics, in which it is the formal document indicating the entrepreneurship adopted principles of appropriate behavior. In code of ethics, one of the most common here is the proper decorum, and then such as that. Those are the same. And then since code of ethics, it is based on the belief of a person, I believe I believe that religion is one of the factors of a person's belief on how our beliefs was developed. Yes. Okay, so there are basically 8 major religions as to what I've learned. These 8 are Judaism, Christianity, Islam, uh, Buddhism, Confucianism, Shintoism, Taoism, and Hinduism. Yes, those are the 8. In Christianity, I remember that it has the largest population in the world by 30 to 35% of the population of the earth are Christians. And then Christianity grew out from Judaism, where Judaism is monotheistic, but then in Christianity they believe that there is the Holy Trinity, in which the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. In Christianity, there are three main divisions. Firstly is the Roman Catholic, in which it has the largest among the it has the largest population among the other two. Next is the Protestant and the Orthodox. In Hinduism, if in Judaism they believe that there is only one God, then in Hinduism there are a lot of gods. They worship a lot of gods. And then in Islam, though that it is quite different from Christianity, but then if you trace back the Islam, they are somewhat related from each other, since Christianity came from the tribe of Isaac, and then Islam came from the other son of Abraham, which is Ismail. Yes, grew out from Ismail. And then going back to business ethics, in business ethics I've learned that there are three levels of business ethics. First, the macro level. Second, corporate level, and individual level. And then there are also 3 forms of businesses: sole proprietor, partnership, and organization. And then these roles of businesses, these forms of businesses really affects the whole economy, since they are different from each other. In sole proprietor, only one runs the business, and then he can have any profit, but then the burden is all by himself. He will face all the problems by himself. Secondly, the partnership, even though that it is easy to put up and it is an easy way to raise funds, but then both partners will be liable for the obligations that they have. And then the corporations, there are a lot of shareholders, then you can garner really big capital for your funds. And then the only problem is that there are a lot of paperworks. And then it is really hard to monitor everything regarding it. And then in this, from the word corporation, I've also learned regarding corporate social responsibility that there are 3 types of social responsibility: social responsibility to customers, social responsibility to employees, then social responsibility to suppliers. Okay, so in social responsibility to customers, there are 8 consumer rights. And then the first one is right to basic needs, in which consumers need to have affordable prices when it comes to basic needs, because everyone needs basic needs. From the word itself, basic needs, that everything that they can use for everyday life, that is basic needs. in order for us to survive this world. Okay, next is the right to safety. Consumers need to be safe around everything for the products and services that they've bought. Next is the right to information, in which consumers should be properly informed regarding to the products or services that they've availed. Then next is the right to choose, in which consumers are free to choose of what they want. Next is the right to representation, in which consumers have the right to participate in the formulation and execution of the policies. Yes. Next is the right to redress, in which a consumer should be compensated or reimbursed to any product that is not good or has any damage. Next is the right to education. Consumers have the right to acquire skills that they needed. Yes, they should be well informed regarding to the products or services that they've availed. Lastly, right to a healthy environment. Well, consumers have the right to be safe and to live in an environment that is healthy. Next, social responsibility to employees. This social responsibility is regarding to the employees of a business or a company. Firstly is the work area and the work condition that employees are in, the environment, the work environment that they are in. Employees have the right to all the materials that is needed within the work area, like safety equipments for them. Okay, so going back, the social responsibility to employees is the workplace should be toxic free or out of toxic waste, because any toxins or any chemicals that can affect to the employees will affect also the business as a whole. Okay, next is the due process for the employees. It is the employee's right, for instance, that whenever that an employee wants to resign from his work, he needs to undergo due process, in which it will identify whether the employee's resignment, maybe that resignment is based on his own personal reasons or there is another reason. And then next is the last social responsibility, in which it is to suppliers. Social responsibilities to suppliers should be out of a proper partnership with the consumers or the other partners. Bribery should not occur, in which it is really bad, because bribery is a malpractice in business, in which people tend to give gifts in order to gain trust or to gain a favor. Yes. And then in this way, it can cause conflict of interest between individuals. And then I've also learned that any businesses should pay to BIR their tax, because other businesses they undergo tax avoidance or tax evasion, in which tax avoidance, they deliberately try to avoid paying, or they lower the tax to be paid by talking to people or their connections to the agency, and then deliberately or intentionally don't pay, which is the tax evasion, in order for them to not pay tax. Okay, so in everything regarding to the business, in this subject, I've learned a lot, since it is really related to my strand. And then I'm really thankful that I've learned a lot in this subject, because it is like a stepping stone for me to set up my goals higher, and then to it is also a way for me to set up my own business in the future. And then though that I've not mentioned everything that I've learned, I've just spoken just a bit, even though that I've learned a lot. Yes, I'm really thankful for Miss Chair for being our advisor. And then I'm really thankful na hindi nyo po kami sinukuan kahit na pasaway po yung Baldridge, kahit na marami pong conflicts and problems na kinaharap. Thankful pa rin po ako kasi hindi nyo po kami binabayaan, kahit na may family rin po kayo na nagkakaproblema din po kayo sa family. Thankful pa rin po ako dahil hindi nyo po talaga kami sinukuan. And then ma'am, thank you po sa lahat po ng kahit ma'am po na ma-attitude po kami, kahit na hindi nyo pa rin po kami sinusukuan, kahit na alis ko na po sa school based on what I've heard. Pero alam ko po na may reason din po ang paglipat nyo po. Pero miss ko rin po kayo kahit na kahit na marami po nangyari sa section namin. And then yun, miss, thankful po talaga ako kasi kahit na marami ka rin pong problems na kinaharap, and then patuloy nyo pa rin po kaming ginaguide sa lahat. Yun lang po. Yun, miss. Thank you, miss. Harangi. Bye.